Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. And today we're going to be doing a battle which I've not done before, obviously. This is a sort of Fall of the Samurai scenario. So what we've got here is we've got one force of samurai and one force of musket, basically. Forming two different sides. Sort of like the Fall of the Samurai in Total War, but then also just generally how the samurai were phased out because of European line infantry tactics that started appearing in Japan. So starting off with the blue side, these are the more numerous. This is the shogunate. These guys are the last remnants of the samurai, trying to keep the whole samurai class thing sticking around in Japan. So we have got here some Yari Ashigaru, the guys with the spears. These are just your Japanese foot soldiers. These guys have got, this man here has got a very small head. He's got a very, very small head. Look at his hat. But yeah, don't know why his head's so small, but there he is. So we've got 24 of these guys in two different blocks, forming up of 8 and 8 by 3 deep. So yeah, 8 by 3 deep formation of just Ashigaru, going to be charging into the guns there. And then behind them we've got the main samurai bulk. So we've got katana samurai, and then we've got some kanabo samurai. These guys, yeah, they're not quite not quite as accurate as I'd want them to. Samurai had those big sort of square pieces of armor on their thighs and upper arms, but I can't do that here in tabs. But the armour that we have will do. So these guys are here. We've got roughly 15 katana samurai and 15 kanabo samurai. At least roughly. I didn't exactly count it out, but it's roughly that much in a stretch across here. And then behind them we have got 16 bow Ashigaru. So yeah, no matchlock rifles here, or flintlock rifles, or muskets. Yeah, we're sticking with the tried and true Japanese bowmen. So yeah, they're going to be here. If anyone is going to win this battle for the Shogun, it'll be the bow Ashigaru, because, well, the bows can just fire quicker than these European musketmen. So yeah, the bow Ashigaru are going to be the ones to actually win this for the Shogun. Talking of which, here's the Shogun. He's got 4 katana samurai here, he's got 5 kanabo samurai, and then he's got 5 naginata samurai here. So that's his little bodyguard squad. He's starting off on a hill here, and he will of course advance forwards to support his men when he can. Going up against them here, we've got a sort of imperial anti-shogunate force here, consisting of Japanese units, but also European elite infantry. So we've got 3 different blocks, 3 different rifleman blocks here. We've got English Royal Marines. All of these guys are based off of the Shogun 2 elite units as well, in case you didn't notice already. So yeah, these guys are based off of the European Royal Marines that you get in Fall of the Samurai. They've got big sideburns, like 1850 I think is Fall of the Samurai in Shogun 2. So yeah, these guys, Victorian sideburns. They're in the Royal Marines colours of the time. And so yeah, these guys are here. The hats aren't quite correct, but they're the closest we can get. Behind them they've got an officer, guy with his matchlock, well, flintlock rather, pistol, and his English officer's sword, and then we've got a standard bearer. These guys are from my the officer and the standard bearers. All of these guys are from the Napoleonic era factions, because I don't have one for Fall of the Samurai, or well, just for the Samurai pack in general. So yeah, going with the Napoleonic ones, but they work well enough. So we've got an English standard bearer here. Separating the blocks, we've got 9 Yari Ashigaru, so just some light Japanese foot infantry, because I didn't want to use purely musket troops. I did sprinkle in some Japanese troops here in the Imperial side. So yeah, we've got 18 Yari Ashigaru. For the middle block here, we've got some infantry, D Marines, the French basically French Marines. Again, French officer from the Napoleonic faction, and also French standard bearer as well. But they're here. French infantry of Marines. These guys, I haven't used these guys before. Neither have I used these guys. I haven't actually used any of these musketmen yet, so this is the first time around. But yeah, these guys, they're in there, blue and red, looking nice and happy. Again, Ashigaru, and then on the, what would this be? Well, left, looking at it from this side, but on the right flank, looking at them, we have got the US Marines. So yeah, haven't used these guys before. They've got caps as best I can to their, what are they, like QP? Like QP paps or like QP paps? QP caps or something like that, whatever they're called. Those Civil War era caps that the Americans wore. They're the closest I can get with these just sort of basic baseball caps, unfortunately, but they do serve their purpose. And then behind them, because I don't have an American officer or an American standard bearer, these guys are just using the Prussian officer and the Prussian standard bearer, but they're filling in for the Americans. So, but yeah, those guys are there. That's all of the European infantry we have. Their muskets hopefully going to tear some holes in the Japanese advance. And then behind them we've got 9 katana samurai just behind them for some more melee infantry, because the Europeans here are going to be able to get off some good volleys, or at least a good opening volley, into the advancing Japanese force. However, when they're on the reload, yeah, I mean the bayonets might help them, but I don't know. But yeah, so there's the force. 14,070 for the Imperial force, and then we've got 12,380 for the Shogunate. 110 men for the Shogunate, 96 for the Imperial force. Honestly, could go either way, although I could also be underestimating the musketmen. They might do really well. Who knows? Maybe they'll cut out most of these forces. Who knows? But anyway, let's get into it. So there they are. In go the musketmen, cutting down a lot of that Ashigaru force. Is that really? They really kill all but 4 of the Ashigaru force? That's a terrifying display of musket power. That was 48 Ashigaru, of which 44 now lie dead from their starting position. Oh, that's the power of the muskets when you're fighting men armed with spears. I mean, they even got some of the bow Ashigaru and some of the musket Ashigaru. No, some of the samurai as well are back here actually. But here go the first. Yep, in go the first volley of arrows, cutting down mostly Frenchmen actually. That's 3 Frenchmen dead, a US Marine. We got some Ashigaru dead for the Imperial side, plus a dead Royal Marine. The Royal Marines do, well, all of these elite infantry fire faster than the normal Napoleonic musketmen that I have, so they will reload slightly quicker here. But as to whether or not they can get off a second volley before the first line of, well, I say first line, before the first Ashigaru reach them. Down goes 1. Or was that a glancing blow? That was a glancing blow. The US Marine actually fired first, so US Marine, don't know why. Oh no, it was the officer. Of course, the officer fired first. Yep, in goes the English officer, and in goes the French officer, managing to, between them, kill off an Ashigaru, and in go the Japanese Ashigaru, defending the elite infantry, which is not exactly how I intended them to do, but in go the US Marines, trying to use their bayonets. Yeah, it's Ashigaru versus Ashigaru right now. Was that a musket ball? I don't know, but in comes some more bow Ashigaru firing. Down goes another samurai actually. Yeah, for the Imperial side here, we've got to really hope that the bowmen just target the Ashigaru more so than the elite infantry. But in goes the second musket volley, so they did manage to get off a second volley, cutting down yet most of the remaining samurai force. Yeah, it's just him. Nope, he's dead. That's it, second volley in, very successful, cutting down Actually, some of the Ashigaru as well back here, as well as some of the advancing samurai. Obviously, the shogun's still alive here, just about. I mean, he did manage to block one of the musket balls. In goes the second one. In goes some of the later reloading infantry. Yeah, so far they've suffered minimal casualties. I mean, the Ashigaru are now charging forwards. Hopefully that'll distract the bow Ashigaru for a while, so that our elite infantry here can reload. So far, yeah, I think the French have actually suffered the most casualties in comparison to the other European elite infantry. Well, European and American elite infantry. Yeah, in goes a bow Ashigaru. Yeah, arrow cutting in. In goes the shogun. Oof! I think they managed to block. Is he dead? Is the shogun actually dead? The shogun actually died, I think, to one of his own Ashigaru. Brilliant. Brilliant work, Ashigaru. Just cut down your shogun right there. Managed to block like one... So, the shogun managed to deflect a spear attack. He managed to block one of the musket balls, and then he just got cut down by his own bowman. Brilliant. Brilliant work. Great. Yeah, okay. So, in goes... Oof, a bad shot from one of the... Well, bad shot from the French officer, actually. Oh, US Marines reloaded. Couple of the Royal Marines have also reloaded. That means that the French aren't going to be far behind. Yep, in goes one of the Frenchmen. Yep, in goes more musket shots. One of the Naginata samurai have actually managed to get forwards. The Ashigaru leaping to the defense of the elite infantry here. In goes some musket balls, in goes some arrows. Now it's just a case of ranged units versus ranged units, and in go the remaining musketmen. Firing away, yeah. Down goes one more of the Ashigaru, then goes another one. Just two more Ashigaru left against this lot. And, I mean, the samurai didn't even get involved at all. I really thought the samurai would actually have a bigger part to play in this, but no, it's just so far it's just been line infantry cutting down advancing samurai, which makes sense considering the time. And yeah, the bow Ashigaru started to reload, and this will be probably their final volley. I mean, there's 3 Ashigaru left. Just come on. Notching another arrow, and come on, there's one. Releases. Let's see who that looks like. It's going for one of the Ashigaru. Yeah, that's coming right for the Ashigaru, as is another one. Sails right over their head. That one misses. Oh, it actually hit a samurai. That's the only samurai casualty. A poorly aimed Ashigaru bow shot actually managed to cut down one of the samurai. How unfortunate for him. Oh no. Again, the French. No. Misses the French. Hits the floor. Interesting. But yeah, here we go. Oh, is that a Frenchman reloaded? Yeah, that's a Frenchman reloaded. Oh yeah, the US Marines. The Marines have also reloaded. Yep, here they go. They're getting ready to fire. They're all just waiting until the final man has reloaded his musket, and yeah, down they go. Bang. Oh, it's quite a terrifying sight to see, isn't it? But just the musketmen slowly lowering their rifles. Yeah, in goes an infantry, the Marine, cutting down that Ashigaru. Who's going to get the final kill? Who's going to snipe the final Ashigaru here as he's reloaded his bow, and come on. Oh, and the French. The Frenchman managed to avenge his comrades, cutting down the final bow Ashigaru. Yeah, an overwhelming Imperial victory here. Yeah, I was not expecting this. They really did not stand a chance, did they? I can see why the samurai class went extinct. I can see why. So the casualties here, I thought maybe the French suffered it most, but by the looks of it, actually, bodies on the ground, the US Marine Corps here has lost 5 men. 5 men to the 2? 3 of the French? 3, 4, 5. Oh no, there's 5 Frenchmen dead, 5 Frenchmen, and then English Royal Marines, 3. So yeah, the English got off slightly lighter. The French and the Americans here definitely came off second best out of all of the line infantry. The Ashigaru as well. I mean, there's still like 5 Ashigaru left alive. Some of them actually made a push there, obviously, as well. Don't forget the shogun possibly managed to cut down one of his men. Or sorry, one of the Ashigaru before he was felled by an arrow. And then yeah, the rest of them here. Some of them were killed by an arrow. Some of these guys were killed by arrows before the first Japanese lines actually reached them. But yeah, 2 Ashigaru there, 3 Ashigaru here. All of them still alive. But then again, out of 18 Ashigaru that started here, there having only 5 left isn't great. However, it did save the bacon of some of these European and American troops, though, taking the arrows and taking the hits instead of the elite line infantry. Definitely helped out the Imperial side here. I mean, there's very, very few samurai bodies that actually managed to get over here. We got like 2 Ashigaru here. We've got a samurai. Which samurai is this? I can't see his weapon anywhere. I think he might be a katana samurai. But yeah, we've got one samurai there. The Ashigaru there, and then the rest of the samurais that came with the shogun, actually, I think, yeah, cut down here. But that opening volley, just look at the bodies here. All of these Ashigaru that were just cut down in the opening, like, second of the battle. Same with these guys back here. There's like 10 samurai who are also dead back here. I mean, we've got the sole Kanabo samurai who was cut down there. We've got Kanabo. It's all just Kanabo samurai. I mean, there's a couple of Bow Ashigaru who are actually back here who are killed. Then we've got a couple of katana samurai forwards here. But yeah, the Japanese forces were just completely decimated by the Imperial coalition that's been formed here to take them out. But yeah, that was an interesting battle. I didn't expect it to be so one-sided. I honestly thought that the Japanese might have a chance of just charging in and maybe using the poor melee stats of the line infantry against them, but no, they didn't even really manage to get there. The few that managed to get here were fought off by the Ashigaru, which, yeah, was not expecting. The Ashigaru actually were quite useful to the Imperial forces here. But yeah, there you go. I will thank you all for watching, and goodbye.